Arg! Ahoy there, matey! Welcome aboard the world of boating.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I was just looking into buying a boat of my own.
Call World of Boating toll-free now at 1-8888-28-BOAT. That's 1-888-828-BOAT.
And welcome. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. Captain Patrick Barry, the boater, rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information and share some adventures from our outing this past week for Florida Spiny Lobster mini season. And I speak for Barry and myself in that regard. We were on the same boat. We were taking on some rather challenging seas, but we still slayed the lobster. You know, I took on the I took on the moniker of the Lobster Slayer, and Barry, he's known as Barry the Boater here on the World of Boating as part of the crew. But in reality, when it comes to catching Florida spiny lobster, he turns into Barry the Bugger, which is what we like to call the lobsters. If you're not familiar with that term, we call them bugs.
Not a term you should ever use when you're in the UK.
Well, we do that on purpose and play ignorant
traveling.
because we kind of like the chuckle that we get out of them, and hey, it might create an international incident and make us superstars internationally. So we'll go there.
No.
Yeah,
Yes.
we've done it. We've done it, been there, done it many times. You just play dumb, Patrick. That's all you got to do. Pretty easy for Barry. A little more challenging for me, but not much.
I did wear my red cap on the boat.
You did? Okay.
Oh, yeah, and I had to wash it when I got home. It was
Now we're going to talk all about our lobster catching activities on our special show of Scuba Radio that follows the World of Boating. You can check it out. Tune in for that if you are so inclined to do so. However, there were some boating elements to going after the lobsters that I think we could talk about here today because, like I said, the seas were a bit challenging. We had some wind coming in from the southeast in South Florida. That was, it wasn't too bad. It was like, 10 to 15, but it was coming from the direction that kind of kicks the waves up a little bit. So the first morning of mini season, or, it opens up at midnight, Wednesday morning, the midnight divers pretty much got blown out because of that. And then we went diving at 6 a.m., just at the crack ass of dawn, with the hope of being the first ones on the reef to slay the lobster, and also with the hopes that the wind would die down a little bit. And it did when we pulled out. I felt pretty good when we left the dock. Didn't you, Barry?
Yeah. Oh, when we left the dock, we were about 30 minutes away from the inlet, so it was nice and flat, of course.
Right. We're in the intercoastal. You got to cut through the intercoastal, and obviously it's protected there. But as soon as we got out the cut there at I don't know which one. That's Everglades, or which one is it?
That's
Pompano.
Pompano.
Yeah, Pompano.
And there were about 2 footers out there. It wasn't that bad yet.
Yeah, well, it still wasn't too bad. But when we got to the site and we stopped and idled and started offloading divers to go catch lobsters, the boat starts rocking. We're on this twin hull, 40-foot Corinthian.
45.
Okay, 45-foot Corinthian, and we started rocking. And I started feeling it. I'm like, uh-oh, this is not good. I don't have much in my stomach anyway, but I might be feeding the fish before we even jump in the water. And we were set up at the back of the boat, Patrick, and we were sitting there getting ready to get geared up. And I was like, I got to get up. And I got up and I walked to the middle of the boat, and I kind of, it kind of settled down, and I was okay. But I was like seconds. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna spew.
Amateur.
Well, I mean, I over the years, I've gotten much more tolerant. I do have some degree of sea legs, but when you get up into like 3 to 4s, is right at my threshold, right as it starts to where you're going to see some white caps. That's when, if you're idle or you're anchored offshore and you're in 3 to 5, and you're just sitting there rocking on a boat, that's when I could potentially lose it. That's
Okay.
We were right there, but I held it in. I did, didn't I, Barry?
Yes, you did.
Yes.
I have a sure cure for seasickness, Greg.
You get off the boat and start your dive as quick as
No.
possible.
No, in all seriousness,
Yeah.
what you do a half hour prior to leaving,
Mhm.
okay, it's
Yeah.
very important.
Yep.
Cranberry juice and apple cider vinegar, okay,
Yeah.
on about a 3-to-1 mix. You want to do about 24 ounces. But
Mhm.
most importantly, while you're drinking that, you also need to eat 2 cans of clam chowder.
Ah, of
Ew.
course.
Oh, God. Okay. I was beginning. That's sick.
Now,
Yeah. Something that looks as appealing going out as it does going
Patrick,
in. Right.
well,
have
yeah,
to-
you
wait.
why not just jump to the front and make sure
Well,
that
yeah.
because if you're gonna spew, let's spew red.
Boy, you don't want to be at the front and spew because then the wind picks it up and like turns it around you and splashes your dive buddy. I've seen
I
that
can't-
too, which is a remarkable feat to witness. I tell you,
Patrick,
but,
I've seen he has gotten better. There
Yeah.
was a time when he would just look at the water and throw up. So
Right.
he's gotten a lot better.
I
when we-
got a
when we-
tolerance built up.
When
now.
we came
Yeah.
up from the first dive and we were sitting there, we now had 5-foot rollers coming in.
Yeah, well, it got
And-
worse.
2 of the other guys that were with us, Jerry was holding his head overboard on the leeward side.
Right.
Looked like he was heaving.
I don't
And
think
Greg
he,
was-
he blew either, though. He came. He
I
came
don't
close.
know what he was doing. He didn't look right.
Well, he doesn't
CJ
look right
was just
usually.
sitting there and looked a little pale.
Mm-hmm.
And you were up in amidships, and you were smart. You were out looking at the leeward, seeing if anything
Out
was
at the
going to happen.
horizon and off
At
the
the
side of the
horizon,
boat.
yeah.
On the leeward side, I guess, because I
Mhm.
didn't want if I did blow, I didn't want it to blow back on the person next to me.
No, they don't like that.
Yeah, that creates issues. But I did, and I held it in, and when I got up from the back of the boat, got to the middle, it kind of subsided, and I got through it. But right before we came back to the inlet, they had to bring the boat back in, and oh my God, we started
Yes.
hitting some serious waves. It was
Yes,
like
we
that
did.
Hanover inlet type video. And I looked over at Barry. I'm like, look at this, and it was swamping the front of the boat. I mean, the captain.
Yeah, we had water washing the deck.
Yeah, she was. She got very serious very quickly, but it was
So
wild.
taking some green water over the bow, not uncommon.
Yeah, well,
Nothing to freak out about.
well,
I don't know what you're doing.
well, it was pretty intense though. There for about I'd say about 3 minutes, and I mean, she knows her stuff. She's been doing it for years, but you could see like, oh man, this could if you hit one of those waves sideways, I could see where this would end poorly.
No, this was a cat, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
You were fine.
Oh no, they have flipped.
they
we
have
I-
absolutely.
we have photos of them flipped in the inlet.
This
I-
exact boat has flipped before in these type of conditions. I know that for a fact, Patrick. So we were there. That was the first time I'd ever been on a boat in a seas like that, and it was not pretty. And I was like, uh-oh. But she did a great job. She got us in, and like I said, it was only about 3 minutes or so. But I was like, uh-oh. I think I was so focused on the waves at that point, it kind of took my mind off of the seasickness element too.
Yeah, well, fear of death will keep you from spewing at times.
Yeah, that would be last thing on you there. If I spew on the buddy next to me, so be it. At least we don't die.
Now, this is a 45-foot cat, right?
Correct.
What's the beam on this thing? 13 feet?
At least. Probably wider than that. It's probably more like 15, 20.
15 feet. Yeah, it's a wide cat
Yeah.
because it's set up for divers,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
specifically for divers.
Yeah.
And this size boat cat has capsized, been flipped in
Correct. It has.
in 5-foot rollers.
Well, I mean,
I don't know what it was, but it did. As a matter of fact, this is I think it was renamed. I think this is the same boat.
no, it's not.
It
It-
isn't?
no,
Okay.
it's
a
not.
Corinthian. Look up Corinthian catamaran.
Well, just
Well, no,
that
I
type
don't-
of vessel doesn't matter. But was it those type of seas? Yeah, it was exactly the same type of scenario. They're coming back in the inlet and they timed
Yes.
it wrong, and the boat got swamped and flipped over. It like the waves coming in on the inlet hit it broadside and flipped it over. Yeah, it was pretty serious stuff. So it can happen. It's not common, but you got to be aware of those things when the seas get tricky around those inlets. Just look at those Hanover inlet videos
All
on
over.
YouTube. All over. Yeah, those two. More coming up.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
Be an explorer in the other 2/3 of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Even Keatley wasn't ready for me, or anything that followed. Chased by a police department, led by his ex-girlfriend, and hunted by brain fork-wielding Fijian assassins, it's everything he can do to keep from getting locked up, killed, or worse. Kava Screw is available as an ebook for $2.99 at Amazon.com. Kava Screw. Put a brain fork in him. He's done.
You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
My captain. Oh, captain, my captain. Rise up and hear the bells. Rise up, for you the flag is flung, for you the bugle trills.
All right, dismissed. Well, just to remind you, Pied Piper is still a sinking ship, so...
Enough with the maritime metaphors. You don't have to walk the plank on a sinking ship.
Too late. This is the World of Boating. Chances are we're going to sink, even though we didn't during Florida Spiny Lobster mini season here this past Wednesday, Thursday. Barry the boater and myself got out there, conquered the seas, did not feed the fish, even though it gave me a good run for the money. It was testing me, I think. Mother Ocean, she was like, Greg, I'm gonna rock this boat, and you're gonna feed those fish. But I held it in, and so it all finished well. We didn't flip the boat on the way back into the inlet, but it was very easy to see how that could happen. So we witnessed, I think, some good piloting skills from our captain. Wouldn't you agree there, Barry?
Oh, absolutely. She did a beautiful job. No, we had a good time. The crew's always great on those boats.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as we got into the inlet, into the Intracoastal, everyone felt a lot better.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
You felt so good that we had to go to your favorite restaurant after a dive.
Yeah.
And he stuffed himself and ate dessert.
Well,
exactly.
He had to, because he threw everything else up while he was out on the water.
I did not. I didn't. I kept it all in.
But
says you.
No, he did this. Trust me, if he had thrown up, I'd still be ratting him about that.
That's right.
I've seen that before. The green spew come out of him.
Yeah, it's a
disgusting.
totally different me, and that was not the case.
He's not really human. He
is.
And
and by the way, just for the record, each diver on Wednesday and Thursday, where we were, which was down there in Pompano Beach, Florida, Lauderdale by the Sea area, 12 lobster per day we were allowed to capture, and of course, we limited out on the radio. So there you go. And once again, you want more details about all the diving activities we did? That's what the entire 2-hour edition of Scuba Radio will be all about. So feel free to tune in and listen if you are so inclined to do so. All right, other boating news and information is what we got to navigate now. I know we got a story about Bennifer. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez have, they've connected now. They're officially one. And the technical term is Bennifer. That's how you refer to them, right, Patrick?
No.
I think it is. Look it up. Google it. So we have a story on that. We're going to do that now, or we're going to wait till later? What do you want to do?
Let's wait till later.
Okay, but it's coming up.
Maybe.
Maybe nothing. We have to do it. I've teased it now. We have to tell our passengers what's up with Bennifer and how they made the boating news and information on the world of boating this week.
Do you have the story pulled up in front of you?
Yeah, of course. I know it.
All right, then go ahead.
All right. So Ben Affleck was evidently seen passed out on a boat or falling asleep on his boat, and they got a bunch of pictures of it and stuff. Like, hey, what's happening? Did boating put him to sleep, or did old J-Lo, do her magic and just warm out? I mean, they're still newlyweds, so it could happen.
They've known each other for what, 30 years?
Yeah, but they just got hitched.
Oh, at this point in their life.
Oh, you're saying really? They have no sex life now. Is that what you're referring to there, Barry?
30 years.
See, this is why I did not want to do this.
Yeah.
I know.
Barry is the world of boating's Dr. Ruth. So he he knows that it wasn't J-Lo that made Ben so tired. It was just evidently maybe it was sunstroke out on his vessel, but he was seen just passed out on his boat.
Anytime you're out on a boat, that sun just takes the energy away from you.
Blame it on that. Don't blame it on J-Lo.
Well, first thing is they were in Paris. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're
very
on
romantic area.
Excursion boats. He's up on the bow. He's in one of these almost like a director's chair.
Mm-hmm.
His feet are up on the railing and his head's back, and he's just catching some Z's.
Right.
Not passed out necessarily.
Well, nodded off. Yeah.
He's definitely, and then another one where he was probably doing what Greg was doing out in those rough seas. Where
I was not doing J-Lo. I know that for a fact. As much as I would have liked to.
Where he,
along with every other American male. Come on.
Just going to go
all right.
Away from this story.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So,
Greg
do we know
what?
I mean, do we know why? So, do we know?
Tired.
Yeah, but tired why? From boating or from J-Lo, or do we know? Are we going to make a guess?
We don't know, Greg.
Yeah, I mean, if you were married to J-Lo, I think you would be tired at least for a good 2 weeks after the wedding. Come on, Barry, back me up there too.
No, I'm not going to go there because remember, he was the accountant. He was good at long range with a 50 cal.
I don't know what that has anything to do with him being tired. But all right. So you think it was his boating activities that made him so tired?
I think it was being out on a boat, being in the sun.
Yeah.
It does it to everyone.
Okay.
You come home, you're exhausted, you fall asleep.
So you don't think the J-Lo
do the same
connection had anything to do with it?
No.
All right, Patrick, what's your thought then? Do you have one?
Yes, but I cannot say it on the air.
So it's in the same
you'll get really
frame
mad
of mind as me.
No, it was directed towards you. Actually.
What? How did I make Ben Affleck tired? I don't.
Okay, you're making everybody tired right now.
Okay. Well, Ben, get some Z's.
Just stop. This is why I did not want to. I did not want. You heard me. I did not want to do this story. I mentioned it during our pre-show because I knew Greg was going to make some kind of weird joke, and he did not disappoint.
There was no weird joke about it. This is an observation.
During the pre-show meeting, you did, and then I had no intention of going to the story because basically at that point I considered my mission complete.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. The moral of that story is don't be like Bennifer. Get plenty of rest if you're going to go boating. It's not good to be tired and
in France
on a boat. Yeah. All right. So there you go.
All right. So can we go on to the next story?
Next.
Okay. So, it has been a very strange time in this planet's history. I'd say the last, 3-4 years. I mean, COVID, monkeypox, baby stealing monkeys on the loose in Japan. Yeah.
What?
Baby
All right.
stealing monkeys. And now, in our very own, of course, Florida, came a story where apparently fish, if you go by the headline, fish are boarding people's boats, brandishing knives, and stabbing the people on board the boat. Because the headline out of Florida this week, woman on fishing boat off Florida coast stabbed by a 100-pound fish.
By a sailfish. This actually is not as uncommon as you think it is, I believe.
You just
Patrick.
broke his heart.
What? It's I mean, this has happened before.
Yeah, I know that, but
it's-
the way he tried to
what?
You know,
to
That's
bring
how it
some
happens.
enjoyment to it, and then-
We've had these stories
That's
before.
That's two that he's ruined.
Ruined? How did I ruin it? I just
you just
shared
gave it
the
away.
truth. Gave what away? It was a sailfish?
It could have been a great riddle. How did you get stabbed by a fish? But
okay,
Don't
that's
put
the
'em on any
diver in
game
me. We've
shows.
had divers stabbed by sailfish, so it's only common the boater should get a little action too. More coming up.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 psi left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Do you have a message or product you need to share with the boating world? Well, look no further than the World of Boating radio show. Just like you, thousands of boating enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to worldofboating.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Guys, we have a situation. I broke the bathroom.
How the heck did you manage to do that?
We ran out of TP, so I had to use my shirt.
Ew.
Well, long story short, turns out that pipes on the boat are not BVT compatible.
It can handle tidal waves that the stories talk about, and it can weather any storm. Come aboard, we're going out.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. Captain Patrick and Barry the boater rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information. Okay, so we've covered quite a bit already with Benifer
covered nothing
and lobster mini season. And I don't know, what else do we got to throw out there today?
I'm just gonna run headlines and let you fill in the rest because apparently that's far more entertaining than me actually doing the story.
Well, the sailfish on the boat. I mean, you wanted to throw that out there, and we had another incident where someone got stabbed by a sailfish, it jumped on the boat. I mean, that's happened quite a bit, actually.
I
over the
know,
years.
but what I was going at was the
novel story it creates, or what?
Let them finish.
The headline that was generated for that story, which would lead you to believe that, again, in Florida, knife-wielding fish are boarding people's boats and stabbing the occupants. The fish are rising up against, and lobsters are next. Well, once those Florida lobsters grow claws, you guys are in trouble.
They can't jump out of the water as easy, unfortunately. That'd be kind of fun, though. Yeah.
The street game, the Sharks.
The what?
The Sharks.
What about them?
Versus the Jets.
What have you been? You're watching Broadway shows again?
Yeah. Forget it.
Yeah.
All right. So down in Miami, Barry actually alerted me to this story. And all these stories, all these great headlines and stuff, you can find them on the World of Boating Facebook page or at worldofboating.com. And this one is wrong for a couple of reasons. This was yet another boat that decided to sacrifice itself and jump off the trailer that it was that it had been put on. And real quick, the best thing about the story, there's the best thing and the worst thing. The best thing about the story was the second to last line from the news station, which is the trailer the boat was attached to has not been found. So
Wow.
this boat was left on the roadway, and the trailer, no idea where it is. I guess no idea where the truck is either. But in addition to that, here's some lessons to be learned about this. One, not sure why the boat came off, but if your boat is properly secured, and this is a fair-sized boat. What would you say, Barry? About a 32?
32 or 34. It was a big boat.
The big boat. Probably about at least a 10 to 11 foot beam on that boat.
Oh, the owner, did they ever come back to claim it? Or did the owner of the boat just split town after it fell off?
I believe what I read from it is I think the vehicle was there and somehow it came apart at the hitch. I don't know if it came off the ball or what, but they found the boat was there. No one got hurt, but the trailer was missing. So I don't know how the trailer could be missing.
Well, I kind of have an idea, but here's things to, when you look at the picture of the boat as they're getting ready to lift it up with the crane.
Yeah.
First of all, I have a personal problem. And if one of our listeners, if you do this type of thing, shame on you, don't do it. Forward bimini and aft bimini canvas are installed and up. Listen, don't trailer your boat with the bimini canvas up. That's total amateur, and you're going to destroy your canvas. Don't do that. You're towing a boat, especially a boat that size. If something happens to where something it becomes detached, you can't see it. It's going to be flapping in the wind. Those snaps are going to be beating the living daylights out of your boat. Or even worse is it comes off of the boat and strikes the car behind you, or God forbid, a motorcyclist like me, and you kill somebody. Don't do that. I know canvas is difficult. Nobody likes dealing with it. Nobody likes setting it up. Nobody likes, much less taking it down. Because it's like trying to fold a map. You know, after you open it up, you can never get them back in the same shape. Unless you're Barry, because Barry took map folding.
All right. Well, wait, back up just a second. Let me make sure I got this right. You're saying don't put the canvas cover on your boat when you're trailering it?
This is the bimini top. So this is
just
what
the bimini top. Okay. So if you're going to have that, make sure you take it down.
Take it down.
Okay.
And unless you're, to your point, unless your cover that you have on your boat is specifically a trailer cover, don't tow your boat with the tonneau cover or bow cover snapped in place, or the cockpit cover snapped in place. Those are not trailerable covers. Those are storage covers. The snaps are not designed to withstand the boat going down the road and wind buffeting it at 80 miles an hour.
No, they'll pop off.
Don't do that. The other thing in this picture that you see is that cockpit has got a lot of loose gear in it. And trailering a boat like that, and not only that, Barry, did you see where the guy still had the fender protection hanging from the midship cleat? It's like, dude, what are you doing? Yeah, hanging out like, stay away from my boat, all you cars. I guess that's if he changes lanes, or if the boat comes off the trailer, it's going to be well protected on the sides. But total amateur hour in towing a boat like that. You need to take the time to prep it properly, tow it safely, make sure it's secured to the trailer, not just the bow strap. Make sure the bow strap's in good operating order condition. If it's snapped, don't go and tie it in multiple knots through the bow hook. Stern straps, even a boat that side, I'd say a midship straps as well.
I can't imagine what it costs to hire a crane, because this is on a major roadway down here.
Yeah.
Hire a crane to come out there to lift this thing up, and then they got to put it on something. You know,
Well, you think
Maybe
they did that, or do you think Florida
No,
Highway Patrol just foot
well,
the bill
someone's
and
going to
charged
send
them?
the owner a bill.
Yeah.
So
I don't think they hired anybody. They probably just called the quickest one they could get it off the road and said, "Hey, bill the
fell
owner."
off. Yeah. It fell off, and Cito said, "Your trailer assist only handles up to
Right, yeah.
$300."
Yeah, does CETO cover that kind of thing? I don't think they do.
Well,
if it's not in the water, or do they?
CETO, the coverage that I carry through my employer is I also have trailering coverage.
Yes, I have trailing coverage.
So, but I don't know in that case
It
if
says
if the trailer failed.
Well, when you
and it-
call them, you call the number like, "Hey, CETO, I need a tow." You don't tell them that you're on the highway necessarily right up front.
well, no.
No, you want to tell you want to tell them.
Well, you do, but you may not want to lead with that part of the story. Try to get them to commit.
No,
to
you
come
want
help
to lead with that so they know what type of
What to
services you
expect.
need.
It's going to come out eventually for sure. But
pretty much.
Mhm.
Now, I've had trailers break on me at the gooseneck, at the ball hitch. I've had that happen. But if your safety chains are properly attached, and by that also your safety for your brake lockout, it will keep bad things from happening or getting worse, especially when everything is a proper working order. Barry, your trailer, you don't have brakes on that, right?
No, it's too small to have brakes on.
So, the trailers that I pulled, whether a hydraulic, air over hydraulic, total electric, what have you, always had my safety chain. Safeties were always in proper working order, thankfully, because when I did have a couple trailers like that have failures, which can happen, that stops the trailer, locks the brakes.
There you go.
If they're taking care of them.
Right. So
Correct.
take care of them properly so you don't become that guy. More coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network. You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Hi, guys. Y'all look great. It's so good to see y'all.
Likewise.
Welcome to Hilton Head Island. It's absolutely beautiful. It's so amazing. And so I figured what better way to see the island than on a boat?
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick Barry, the boater. And, Bachelorette ×2 going right now. Barry has been watching intently of both Bachelorettes. Which one you like, Rachel?
I
or
have
the
no
other
idea.
Bachelorette?
No.
They're going to go out on a boat soon. And chances are they'll trailer it. It'll go flying off when they're driving down the highway to the lake.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably how they're going to whittle down the two Bachelorettes down to one. My money's on Rachel because she's also a pilot. And so I'm pulling for her.
What happened to you, Greg?
What do you mean?
You used to be so hip, so cool.
I pull for the home team. I'm pulling for Rachel because I'm on Team Rachel because she's a pilot, and maybe the other gal will end up being a boater. Actually, they haven't talked about her being a captain, and if she was a captain, you would be on her team, wouldn't you, Captain Patrick?
And now you're into this Bachelor show and this UFO conspiracy, Skinwalker.
Hey,
Ranch.
going out on a date. A boating is the perfect backdrop for romance. Take it from Barry. Take it from Barry. When you go out on Barry's boat, you and Barry go out. I'm telling you, you go out on surprise and get a glass of wine. Things can get a little interesting. He sets the mood. He'll set the mood. Nothing?
Not a word.
You asked, Patrick, so you just walked right into it.
This would be my test for the first date. Okay, not on one of these big boating excursion type deal, but at the boat ramp.
At the boat ramp.
Does she know how to back a boat down the ramp?
And that would be the test of like, hey, okay,
that is the ultimate.
This
test.
is wife material.
And I'm not saying that women listen. Some people that I met at boat ramps, women handle this much better than the guys. But
Interesting.
If she can back the boat down the ramp, whether with a boat on it or empty to get the boat out of the water, if she can handle that,
she's wife material for Captain Patrick.
That's a winner for a first date.
Wow. I never considered boat ramps being a pickup spot, but
I didn't say a pickup spot.
Well,
No,
it might be a good place to reach out, socialize.
It's a great place for divorce attorneys.
Or if you are really bored one weekend, you just go out there with a chair and an umbrella and a cooler, and you watch the fun.
All right, I want to get a little serious with some boat safety stuff here with the last segment. So up in the Panhandle, we had a story about a 21-year-old woman bow riding on a pontoon boat. Big no-no, whether a pontoon boat or a traditional runabout, pointy bow.
All right, but bow riding at what on what exactly? A boogie board kind of thing, or skiing, or what?
No.
Bow riding on a pontoon boat where you're sitting at the bow of the boat,
Oh,
dragging
oh.
your feet in the water, Greg.
Oh, I see.
And the boat, pontoon boat, of course, hits a wave, so stuffs the bow, and she gets pulled under.
She got stuffed as well.
And she got hit by the propeller and seriously hurt in the process. And kind of coinciding with that, we have an update on this story. I'm not going to mention the boat manufacturer because it's not, in my opinion, the fault of the boat manufacturer, but this horrific story that occurred up in Georgia a few years ago. A family that rented a ski boat and had their family on board, and the boat came in contact with another boat's wake, and the bow got stuffed, and the 7-year-old got washed out of the boat. The boat driver put the boat in reverse. By then, of course, inertia, boat still moving forward, reverse. The 7-year-old was struck and fatally was killed.
Yeah.
And the case goes to court. The jury finds that the boat driver, 75% at fault, which they almost got it right. They missed it by another 25%.
25%.
Okay. Almost got it right. But the boat manufacturer was found to be 25% at fault because, again, not enough warning labels that the boat could be prone to the bow getting swamped. And ski boats, if you're familiar with ski boats, especially ones with open bow, they kind of have an aesthetic look where that bow sweeps towards the water. But failure to operate your boat in the proper manner, or to instruct everybody on board that this look, we're in a boat. This is maybe not the safest place for a 7-year-old is up in the bow of the boat. Maybe they're better off back here in the cockpit, with an adult around them. So the jury found the boat manufacturer liable, and to the tune of about a little over $200 million. So the boat manufacturer's attorney has filed, a motion for a new trial. The judge denied the motion in a lengthy 80-page ruling that listed the reasons the judge believed the jury made the correct decision. Said there was overwhelming evidence of known danger in the design of the boat. I mean, look, boats, newsflash, boats are dangerous. Guess what? Knives and forks are dangerous. Toilets are dangerous.
Scuba diving is dangerous. Flying in airplanes is dangerous.
I mean, danger is around us. Common sense
is not.
And this is horrific. This is terrible.
Right.
I just have a problem with a ruling like this and holding the boat manufacturer to the tune of $200 million and denying a new trial. I know the story. I know the specifics of how the incident occurred. This could have happened with any open bow rider boat out on the market, whether it's 50 years old or a brand new boat. Something like this could happen. It's the boat operator's responsibility to make sure they are operating that boat in a safe manner. There's this thing called an owner's manual. There's this thing called boat safety classes to ensure that you have taken every step possible to keep your passengers, whom you are responsible for, and yourself safe. That didn't occur, and I can't possibly see. If I was on this jury, it would have been a no for the boat manufacturer being held at fault to any degree.
Right.
I just don't see it.
So has it been settled? Is it definitely done now, or can they still appeal?
The judge, again, denied the motion for a new trial. So I don't know that they've got any recourse.
I'm sure they could go up to the next level.
Well, they can file appeal.
Yeah, they would file an
trial.
appeal.
That's what they did. So you're filing an appeal of the appeal that was denied. You know, I mean, it was a motion for a new trial. The judge denied it, laid out this specific, in this 80 pages.
Wow.
Why the judge believed the jury made the correct decision, and this overwhelming evidence of known danger. Duh.
Yeah. Well, if it does, if it is left to stand, it's bad for the industry overall. It's bad for manufacturers.
Well, it's
not
bad
good
for everything. You got to take personal response. Just go to YouTube and look up stuffing your boat in Haulover and see what it looks like, and you'll understand.
Yeah.
Or Hanover.
Yeah.
Or Hanover.
Hanover.
I'm sure there's one of those too. All right. Well, on that note, we're going to wrap it up for this week. Till next time, remember, whether it is sail or motor,
life is better as a boater.
Safe boating, everyone.
You barnacle-bitten swab. World of Boating is brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Any of this getting through to you, son?
World of Boating is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Computer standing by.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past shows worldwide over the internet at worldofboating.com.
Computers can do that?
So tell a friend and come aboard every week for the World of Boating.
This is so great. I can't wait. I'm getting goosebumps. Feel me. Feel me.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
TTFN, ta-ta for now.
The opinions you just heard on the World of Boating are those of the hosts, callers, and guests. They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
What are you being such a weenie for?
While on the water, your safety and the safety of many others depends on you. So boat smart and operate your vessel only after receiving the proper training and instruction for your area.
There is a fine line between genius and madness.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at worldofboating.com.